Brooks, who later ran News Corporation's British newspaper arm, and Coulson, British Prime Minister David Cameron's media chief until 2011, are accused of conspiracy to hack mobile phones and authorizing illegal payments to public officials. And Brooks also faces a charge of perverting the course of justice by trying to hinder the police inquiry. They deny the accusations. And Murdoch closed the News of the World in 2011 amid a public furor over phone hacking at the paper, which rocked his media empire, sent shockwaves through Britain's political establishment and led to Brooks' resignation. And in his closing speech to London's Old Bailey Court, prosecutor Andrew Edis said top editors would have known their staff were engaged in illegally accessing voicemails on mobile phones if they were doing their jobs properly. And he reminded the jury 3 senior news desk editors had pleaded guilty to phone hacking charges. They had worked hand in glove with Brooks, Coulson and the paper's managing editor Stuart Kuttner, who is also on trial, Edis added. And the investigation has clearly proved there was a rotten state of affairs at the top of that organization, he said. And what you have to decide is whether these 1 or 2 people above knew of that rotten state of affairs which permeated the organization they were supposed to be running. And it was their job to know. Are these people incompetent? Are they so careless and so unconcerned about what's happening on their watch that they didn't notice? He asked. And Brooks denies knowledge, and Edis asked if this was a case where young, inexperienced, talented, ambitious, clever, charming people have been placed in a position of great power and allowed themselves in their excitement of the chase to say it didn't matter if what they did was lawful because we just want this story. And giving her evidence, Brooks denied any knowledge of phone hacking at the paper she edited from 2000 to 2003, while Coulson, her successor as editor until 2007, told the court he had only been aware of 1 instance of phone hacking. And however, Edis told the jury that Brooks had delivered a carefully choreographed, well-scripted performance, and the jury needed to see behind the mask. And there has been a fair amount of choreography in some of the way these defenses have been presented to you, he said. And he also told the court that the prosecution was not an attack on the freedom of the press nor on the tabloid press. And we accept that a free press is an essential part of the protections of a democratic society, he said. The ultimate protection of a democratic society is the rule of law, that applies to newspapers in the same way as it does to you, me or anybody else. And closing speeches in the trial of Brooks, Coulson, Kuttner and 4 others, which began 7 months ago, are due to last a few weeks. The jury is expected to be sent out to consider their verdict at the end of the month. And editing by Jong Haneghan.